should homeschool our children. Over 2 million students are now learning at home in the U.S. That's a 75% increase from 1999. About 73% of parents cite dissatisfaction with the American school system as part of the reason why they homeschool. And why shouldn't they be upset with the current education system? With low test scores, an outdated system of tracking, and a lack of accountability for teachers, maybe it's time that the American people woke up to the fact that we might be able to educate our children better than shipping them off to strangers every day. A global educational survey released last year from the Program for International Student Assessment shows that when it comes to math, reading, and science, teens in the U.S. rank 36 in the world, with only 13% of high school students proficient in math, compared to nationally homeschooled children who rank in the 84th percentile for math and the 86th percentile for science. There is a deliberate dumbing down of new generations, and schools have become a breeding ground for it. School teaches a child that truth comes from authority and that intelligence is the ability to remember and regurgitate facts. Public school does not teach the ability to use the lost art of common sense or the beautiful gift of individuality, and I believe that is a big reason why children don't take school seriously. It is meant to teach them to conform socially and intellectually. Public schools are also keeping children on an outdated system of tracking, prematurely deciding the educational fate for your child with little to no understanding of who your child is or what they are capable of. Tracking is the most commonly used term for ability grouping, the practice of lumping children together according to their talents in a classroom. It began gaining popularity after World War I, when it was believed that this process would help fill jobs that were needed to recover from a post-war life. On a small scale, the idea seems to make sense. Children have different levels of learning, so they should be able to be taught at a pace customized to their style. But a new study on student tracking in high schools shows that the system of placing some in college prep courses and others in easier math and science courses is harming millions of students in American society. Tracking does not limit the opportunity for the top tenth or so of students, but is particularly disastrous for students whose abilities fall somewhere in the middle range. Stanford Dornbush of Stanford also said that the 8th grade testing scores are critical to a student's high school placement, yet so many who do well Yet so many who do well on those tests, particularly Latino and African American students in the North California region that he studied, are misplaced in courses way below their abilities. He also led a research team, and they found that the proportion of high-ability African American and Latino American students not taking college prep courses in math and science was more than twice of that of their white and Asian counterparts. This isn't the only outdated practice that's keeping American schools from really dominating the educational fields. Tenure is also allowing below-average and even harmful teachers to remain within our school system. Tenure is a term that encompasses 3 different laws. One, in effect, guarantees any new teacher lifetime tenure if he or she is rehired just 16 months on the job. Another makes it so cumbersome and costly to fire even the worst teachers that dismissals are almost impossible. And a third, known as LIFO, for last in and first out, requires districts cutting budgets to lay off teachers not based on their effectiveness, but in reverse order of seniority. It's actually so hard to get rid of a bad teacher that only 1 in 1,000 teachers is fired for performance-related reasons. That's compared to 1 in 57 doctors or 1 out of 97 lawyers. In fact, lousy teachers every year are passed in between schools. This is sometimes referred to as the dance of the lemons. This is so harmful when you know that a great teacher can cover 150% of academic standards when compared to an average teacher. Don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming the system. I think a huge reason why students are failing is because parents have become detached and uninvolved in their kids' education. To me, homeschooling is the best way to keep your child's future in your hands. Homeschooling is faster than traditional school because of the one-on-one attention that you give your child. It is more effective because literally any activity can be used as a learning lesson, which increases your child's natural curiosity to learn, a trait that the public schools crush, and a true way to encourage an educational growth in your child, as lessons can be customized to your child's unique ability. Let's empower the masses. Let's bring self-governance back into the hands of we the people, and let's really make a change for future generations.